Captain America Brave New World had a lot of setups within the movie, and even though we didn't really see any of them happen within the film, they did set up some things that will happen in the future of the MCU. A future that really isn't that far away, which is great news because Marvel Studios has seemingly teased an Avengers versus Xmen story. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Cosmic Wonder, where we talk about Marvel every single day. And if you haven't seen Captain America Brave New World, we're going to talk about something that they showed in the trailers. That, and we are going to talk about the post-credit scene. Now, in my opinion, the post-credit scene really isn't that big of a deal. It basically confirms what we already know. It basically tells us, hey, Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars is going to happen along with Incursions. That's what it confirms, so it's not that big of a deal to me, but if you are trying to avoid spoilers for it, now is your time to click away. For those still here, I believe the post-credit scene set up something very specific. And if you listen to what the leader says, his specific words in the post-credit scene seem fairly obvious if you put it in the big picture of the multiverse saga. Now, during Captain America Brave New World, one thing that was set up is Sam Wilson to lead a new Avengers team. Now, this didn't happen in the film. In fact, at one point in time, President Ross even says, well, that's done. That offer's off the table, since your friend that you brought to the White House tried to kill me. However, we of course know Anthony Mackie is going to go on to lead the new Avengers. Anthony Mackie himself has confirmed this. So a new Avengers team is coming, that's obvious, and Sam Wilson even mentions that at the end of the film when he's talking to Joaquin, or the new Falcon, who's going to be a part of the new Avengers team, as Captain has hinted at. So there's one part of the Avengers vs. X-Men, but only one part. There's a lot of parts here, and we'll get into it. The next part is our heroes fighting other heroes, which is what the leader says is going to happen. The leader tells Captain, you and other heroes will die to save our world. It's coming. I've seen it in the probabilities, seen it plain as day. All you heroes protecting this world. You think you're the only ones? You think this is the only world. We'll see what happens when you have to protect this place from the others. So specifically, what he is talking about is the multiverse and another Earth. The specific event that he is talking about is an incursion with our Earth and another one. And in the comics, when two universes collide, the Earths are the center of the universes. So the collision of two different universes is two different Earths colliding. And the only way to stop one universe from being destroyed is to destroy the other, specifically destroy the other Earth. And this is where a big war comes into play, a war that will feature the Avengers vs. X-Men, because what is one of the main universes that we've been introduced to besides our main 616 universe? There's the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness 838 universe, and then there's the universe that Deadpool and Wolverine, just not the main Wolverine from the movie, come from. The 10,005 universe, and in this universe lie, right now, the entirety of the X-Men, minus a few who were killed, like Jean Grey and Scott Summers. But Wolverine, and more importantly, the actual 10,005 Wolverine/Logan who goes on to die in Logan, he is still alive in that universe. So technically right now there are two Wolverines alive in that universe. The main one from 10,005 and then the main one from Deadpool and Wolverine, who let down his entire universe. This is also said to be the universe that we saw in the post-credit scene for the Marvels, where we saw Beast, and he mentioned Professor Xavier. We've been told that Marvel Studios has plans for this universe. They also have plans for Deadpool and Wolverine to return. So it would make sense that this would be the same universe. Now, how exactly are they going to return? That is the big question. How are the universes going to essentially fuse together? Well, at least in the beginning, fuse isn't exactly the right word, especially when it comes to the 10,005 universe. What we're really probably looking at here is an incursion. And this will be different than characters arriving in our universe. For example, the Fantastic Four film that is coming out, Fantastic Four First Steps. We know that film takes place in another universe, but we also know that the Fantastic Four are going to be some of the main characters of Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. Marvel Studios has already confirmed this. It's also said that Reed Richards is working on a multiverse portal. So the Fantastic Four are most likely going to end up in our universe via multiverse travel and not incursions. That's probably not the case for the 10,005 universe. We're probably looking at an incursion here since Deadpool did a lot of multiversal shenanigans, which Multiverse of Madness told us messes up the universe, doing things that you're not supposed to do. And having another Wolverine come into his universe, that's probably not good. Plus, not to mention, they have X-23 in that universe there as well. Maybe Gambit's there, maybe Blade's there, and Elektra. All of this is most likely leading to an incursion between that universe and ours, which is where we get our Avengers versus X-Men. Insiders have been talking about Avengers vs. X-Men for a while now. Originally, a few different insiders thought that it was going to be a film taking place between Doomsday and Secret Wars, but now it's not really looking like that's going to be the case. Now, it's looking like it's just going to be a story that is most likely going to take place in Avengers Doomsday. And if you really think about it, it makes a lot of sense. But what the leader said is going to happen is kind of a big war, a big battle between the two different universes. He says, what happens when our heroes have to protect our world from others? The others probably being the X-Men. As far as we know, there aren't Avengers in that other universe. There could be, maybe a few characters here and there that we might see on screen, but it really is a perfect setup for Avengers Doomsday. The universe is collapsing, it's on the brink of destruction, incursions are happening everywhere, including happening to our universe. That is going to happen. That is confirmed by the leader. He confirmed that he saw it, and it's coming. The incursion is coming. So ultimately, our new Avengers team is going to run into the old Fox X-Men team. And just like what happened with Deadpool and Wolverine when they first got together, they're gonna fight. There's no way Marvel misses this opportunity to have the two teams go up against each other, even if it's for just 5 minutes. Just imagine Storm going up against Thor, Deadpool fighting Spider-Man and Daredevil, a true Hulk versus Wolverine, which was teased in Deadpool and Wolverine but was never given to us completely. If Professor X is in it, perhaps he could go up against Doctor Strange. But ironically enough, I think that's actually going to be how the fight comes to an end. I think Doctor Strange is going to see Professor X and realize that the other people aren't exactly enemies, and the universes are going to collide. The Earths are both going to get destroyed no matter what they do, so they should stop fighting and find a way to actually survive what is about to happen. And that's also where he could remember the world's smartest man alive, although he's not alive in the universe that he met him in anymore, but he will be in our universe pretty soon, Mr. Fantastic, who in the comics builds a life raft, and eventually that life raft ends up on Battleworld. And in Secret Wars, in the very beginning of the comic run, the 2015 one, it starts with two Earths colliding and the heroes fighting each other, and neither universe makes it out alive, and only a handful of people survive. Even Captain America and Iron Man, who are fighting each other at the time, they die. They don't get on the life rafts, and that might happen in the MCU as well. We might see some characters that we know die. I mean, heck, they did it in Avengers Infinity War, and we might have kind of the same thing happen in Doomsday and Secret Wars. In Doomsday, the multiverse could get destroyed, some heroes die, but then in Secret Wars, it gets restored, and some of those heroes come back, which I'm sure we're going to get in a different way. The Marvel Universe is supposed to kind of soft reboot after Avengers Secret Wars, so some will come back, maybe some don't. This might be Marvel's opportunity to kind of get rid of what doesn't work and basically start fresh. And from what it sounds like, most of what we've seen before is going to have a fresh start, but some things will survive, like Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, the Scarlet Witch, the Young Avengers, basically the major characters whose stories haven't run up yet. But before that happens, we're going to see a big battle go down between a lot of really cool superheroes. One of the biggest battles, I believe, going to be the Avengers versus X-Men, and I'm sure there are going to be other variants thrown in there as well, especially when we get into Avengers Secret Wars. I feel like that's when all of the major cameos are going to happen. Not like characters coming in who are going to be involved pretty heavily with the story like some of the X-Men will, but cameos like Tom Cruise possibly showing up as Superior Iron Man. Cameos like that. Plus, Doctor Doom is supposed to have a team of his own, so there's actually a pretty good possibility that we see a team of kind of evil Avengers. Maybe not necessarily evil, but people who actually believe what Doom is doing, whatever he's doing in Doomsday and Secret Wars, is good. Because in the comics, when he's got Emperor Doom, that's what people see him as, their savior, their god. He created Battleworld, but ultimately, like literally everybody turns on him, which again is what I'm assuming is going to happen in Avengers Secret Wars. But not before we get a battle between the Avengers and the X-Men, which I am really looking forward to. Out of all the things that could happen in the multiverse saga, I think that would be one of the main things I'd like to see. And it seemingly is what the leader has set up in Captain America Brave New World's post-credit scene. But go ahead, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Would you like to see this in Avengers Doomsday, or possibly in a movie of its own between Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars, or not? And if not, why not? Let me know in the comments down below. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest Marvel news, rumors, and leaks. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.